Hey, Stephen, how are you?
I'm very well, Dwayne. Thank you.
It's awesome to talk to you today.
Thank you.
As I was preparing for this interview and thinking about you have such an extensive filmography and you played so many roles and you're really good at being bad. But here you are, the prophet. How do you get in a headspace for being a prophet and basically somebody who pretty much changed the course of history?
Well, it's that's a very it's a it's an impertinent question, of course, because you're dealing with a very mysterious process here. You understand, you know?
Right.
Uh, but in the end, I would say this. And I don't mean that it's not an impertinent. It's a good question. In the what you do is you take as the source material, which is pretty good in this case, you know. It's a very well-beloved book, in fact, right? You take the source material and absorb it, and then perhaps you want to absorb other commentaries on it. Perhaps you want to look at art. Perhaps you want to do whatever you think is necessary to get into, as you say, the headspace where one has a one-on-one relationship with Yahweh. And you do what needs to be done. You till that field within your own heart. And then eventually it comes to a point where they say you're required on set and you have to, and you're going to play this scene. And when you get there, then you take the leap of faith that is necessary to do it, and you do it, it seems to me.
Yeah. Was this something that you were approached about or something that you approached them about? And if so, like my first thought is when they're casting House of David, Stephen Lang is, going to be in of course, I'm thinking he's going to be Goliath, right? He's going to be, the antagonist or whatever. So how did it come about, the casting and all that?
Well, that's a very, look, I've loved the story of David and Saul and ever since I was a boy and first heard it, because it's an amazingly dramatic
Right.
story. And as you say, I think there would have been a time in my career when I would have wanted to be David, you know?
Yeah.
And there
Yeah.
was a time in my career when I certainly would have wanted to be Saul, because Saul to me is an extremely interesting and very tragic character, you know? There's a lot to play, and Ali Suleiman is superb in the role, it seems to me. Goliath, even when I was at my biggest, I'm still too diminutive to play Goliath. But Samuel now, look, Samuel actually is consistent in a sense with many of the roles I've played because he is an authority figure. You know,
Right.
he's a commanding presence. But his method of command is, although he can turn it on, he can turn on the oratory if he has to. He knows how to get a crowd's attention if he has to. But really, so much of what we're doing in House of David is you're seeing Samuel in kind of very intimate situations with the people, the actors in his life, be they Saul, David, his beautiful wife Hila, and others, his apprentice Silas. You really see a very human side, a very I think a vulnerable side, and also it's interesting that he is an old man. And it's, at some point in one's career, one realizes that one has taken a step into territory from which there may not be any return,
Right. Yeah.
that you are playing older figures now, not even father figures. You're playing grandfather
I know.
figures.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. I think when I shave my beard off again, I look like I'm 22. So, I can still play the young guy.
I feel the same way. I grow it every once in a while, and I'm like, I have a baby face when I shave it. Um, Stephen, this story is not, I mean, it's very sacred for some people, and not something that, stories about faith are not normally commonplace. So how does it feel being involved in a story that many people this is the way they live every day is influenced by this story and the scriptures?
Mm. Well, I think that it is certainly what we are doing with it is by no commonplace would be the last way I would ever characterize House of David. I think that it's been created with tremendous reverence and respect for the story, for the source material itself. I do think that its aspirations have to do not merely with people of a firm faith, but with people, with all people, it
Right.
seems, with anyone who, and one thing that we all have in common, all of us, and it doesn't matter what nationality you are, it doesn't matter what religion you are, it doesn't matter what sex or persuasion you are, we all love a good story. We all need good stories. And there are few stories that have stood the test of time quite as powerfully as the story of the ascension of King David. No
Yeah.
matter what, no matter whether you are whatever your religion may be, it's always been fascinating to me that Samuel, the figure of Samuel, is revered and reverenced by Jews, by Christians, and by people of Islam. In all those faiths, he is a revered figure. And that struck me as in itself a powerful reason to want to take on a role like this, you
Yeah.
know, I see it almost as an opportunity to create unity where there is sometimes none, you
Right.
know? Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I can't wait to see you in Fire and Ice too, but you do a great job in this. Always looking forward to
Fire and
seeing
ash, man. Fire and ash.
Fire and Ash. We got to get it
There's no
right.
ice in this. Ice is later. No, we're fire and ash now.
Okay, good. I can't wait. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Have a
Good
great
talking
day.
to you, boy. Thank you.